We should be going live any moment now. Yes, finally. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to BlockDesk News. I'm gonna wait a few of you to join up. Let me know if you can hear me well. We have a lot to discuss this week. A lot of news about Bitcoin, Kadena, the massive crash of the Kadena whole ecosystem. Basically, they ran out of funds. CZ and Peter Schiff is back in the news. Of course, we got super DApp updates and much, much more happening all this week with BlockDesk News. And yeah, so let's just hit the ground running. So I know a lot of people do like me to start talking in the beginning about Bitcoin. So that is where we're going to start. And as you can remember, last week I discussed that we are potentially heading in a downward spiral at the moment. Bitcoin is not looking very good. And as you saw, we did reach some lower levels and getting very close to the 100,000 mark. Good, Mickey, you can hear me. That's great. So we're getting close to the 100,000 mark, and as mentioned before, obviously the support level at 100,000 is very strong, but we are potentially might be looking for another dump, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, discussing last week's massive dump and the trader who made, well, it was around $200 million. So yeah, clearly, look, the market, according to CoinMarketCap data, and the Apex cryptocurrency was trading at 108,000 at the time of writing. Ethereum slipped 0.9%, and XRP is falling as well. And I know the CEO of XRP, he is dumping XRP like crazy, and he does this every bull run. I really don't know why people invest into XRP. The technology is great, but the token is just a way to basically pay for the technology itself. So according to SoSo Value Data, Spot Bitcoin ETF logged inflow of $477.2 million on Tuesday, while Ethereum ETFs recorded inflow of 141. So look, the big institutions are still buying, and I actually saw a big inflow from BlackRock into Coinbase. And usually, when you see an inflow of big amounts of Bitcoin or Ethereum of any cryptocurrency going into Coinbase, for example, what's up, Manuel? How are you? Hope you're doing well. When you're seeing a big inflow of Bitcoin or Ethereum from example like BlackRock, what you need to understand is this is their way of manipulating the market, because when they're trading on the market and when they're selling on the market, if they're doing $500 million of Bitcoin sale, that's really going to change up the prices. So at the moment, analytics are saying there might be a final flush, and clearly what institutions love to do is they like to flush out the weak hands during the bull market. And that's what we're seeing right now. So what they're saying, there's going to be a flush into 104,000, and people are going to be really getting scared that it might dip below 100,000. And that's when they're really going to make the push, because all the people who already sold, they're going to start buying again. So it's going to be a loop of money and basically extra money coming into the market. And that is what we are predicting. So the market always feels the worst. And I'm taking this as a quote from the Coin Telegraph. The market always feels the worst right before it reverses. So the analysts added, before observing that the last two times Bitcoin markets hit this indicator were in April 2025, when they fell to 74,000, and August 2024, when it crashed to 49,000. Crazy numbers to think of, that it was $49,000 just not so long ago, really. Not so long ago. And both times the sentiment was absolutely fried, just like it is now. And then each time it reversed. And as you can see, these reversals, it's over, it's over, it's over. They keep on happening. And this is exactly what we're seeing right now. And we are very likely going to see a big reversal at the 104,000. But this leads me into the story, and we discussed this last week. I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into this. I think this is very important. Clearly, there's insider trading going on. Trump is making these tariff wars, which we're going to talk about later in the show. I think the tariff wars between China and America have a huge impact, especially when there's threats of 144% tariffs. It's not going to happen, but the threats are there, right? So there was a big Bitcoin short for those of you who do not remember, and a trader, anonymous, of course, of course, anonymous. He made a short trade a minute before Trump made a post on Truth Social about him making the tariffs for China 100%. Now, I personally think this is Barron Trump, and the reason is, and of course, I can't really say, but the reason is because first of all, he's very close to him, and second of all, Barron Trump is 19, and he is now worth around 150 million dollars, which really is pretty close to this $200 million mark. So, how much he cashed out, how much he funneled and didn't declare. But it is all leading up to him, and right now the manipulation game is so much higher. Now, this is what we've all been waiting for. We've all been waiting for the big players to come into the industry, to create regulations. But in reality, when they come into the industry, this is what you're getting. This is what you're getting when BlackRock is buying up, and they hold now more Bitcoin than Satoshi Nakamoto himself. So they own more Bitcoin than Satoshi, and they're manipulating the market like crazy. They're weaving out the weak hands. They're taking people out, and then they're raising the pricing. They're creating another small bull run. People are taking out loans, and then they're repeating that over and over again. And this is what's really going to be happening. And in my personal opinion, we might not even see a big bear market because of the amount of money these institutions hold now. What we're going to be seeing is a much more, I would say, smoother market and a smoother bear run. So the price will obviously gradually drop to allow them to accumulate more, but we're not going to see these big highs and lows unless Trump has something to do with it, which he clearly did last week. So yeah, I think there's a lot of manipulation going on. Obviously, it's up to you to take it as you will, but only time will tell. And let's see what happens next year with the market itself. Now, moving on to the big news, and this, me and the team were discussing this, and this is, it's sad to see, but Kadena is basically shut down. Now it is still decentralized, but it had a 77% crash, and cash burn ended. It's basically one of the crypto's most ambitious projects, as they're calling it. And the financial collapse of the company, founded by JP Morgan executives, has rendered their Kadena blockchain a ghost chain, technically operating but economically abandoned. Now, what does this mean for you? Well, as an investor, you can take the really high risk of investing into some Kadena tokens, and the high risk comes from basically hoping that it will turn into a DAO, that the community will take over. Unfortunately, all the cash has been taken out from all the USDT that they had in order to pay for projects. I think I applied for Super DApp for a grant via them. So yes, it really does suck. The team said they would retain a small group of employees to oversee the transition process and assist with winding down operations. So the announcement quickly rippled through the market, and impact was immediate. Kadena crashes 99% as project shuts down. Exchanges begin delisting it. So this is, I guess, another Luna situation, if you want to call it. And yeah, Luna didn't work out. I invested some money in Luna after it crashed, like 100%. and that never really happened. There's no more money in the project, but you never know. You never know, because the technology is there and people do like to take over projects quite a lot. So I would keep my eye on it. If you're seeing any mentions of a DAO, of a community being built around Kadena, a hostile takeover of anything, or maybe even it being sold, this is what you should keep an eye out for. And that's what I will keep an eye out for. And of course, I will keep everybody posted about this, basically. So yeah, moving on into some some more side news, I would say. Peter Schiff is back in the news. So he's basically, for those of you who don't know, Peter Schiff is a big gold advocate. He is on Twitter a lot, and he hates Bitcoin, apparently. I really doubt it. And CZ has called Peter Schiff's tokenized gold gold a trust me bro asset. So basically, he's trying to tokenize gold, and it's really confusing. So this is what the statement is, saying the obvious. Most people in crypto know this. Most people not in crypto may not understand. Tokenizing gold is not on-chain gold. It's tokenizing that you trust some third party will give you the gold at some point or later date, even after the management changes, maybe decades later during a war, etc. It's a trust me bro token. This is a reason no gold coins have really took off, and this has happened quite a few times. There's I don't think we can watch the actual interview with him, but I will link this down below for you. But this is what I'm saying, and this is my opinion on this whole situation, that RWA and real world asset sort of crypto and tokenizing the real world is something BlackRock is focusing a lot on, and CZ seems to be going against that. While and I'm not really sure, maybe because RWAs aren't gonna go into Binance, so that's why CZ is really against it. But RWAs are a big focus for BlackRock and conglomerates, because they want to tokenize everything. They want to tokenize stocks. They want to tokenize gold. They want to tokenize silver. They've been tokenizing Pokemon cards for fuck's sake. So you're seeing this over and over again, right? So this is the thing that I'm saying, that take this with a pinch of salt. Tokenizing gold might be a really good way for people to be able to buy gold without actually buying it. And if anyone can do it, it's Peter Schiff. So, however much he hates crypto, however much we hate him as the crypto community, the man who's able to do this is gonna be him. So, something to have a look out for. Keep an eye out for his, I guess, gold trust, because then you don't have to buy, big amounts of gold. It'll be the same as buying Bitcoin. You can buy, $1 worth of gold if you want, just to get involved, right? Because I'm sure a lot of us as crypto enthusiasts don't really have a lot of gold. Moving on, and this is where we're talking about the taxes. So Xi and Trump are going to have a meeting, and of course, again, Trump is hitting hard, floating 155% tariff ahead of the meeting. Like I said, I don't think this is going to happen. He's playing really hard ball, and he's saying the administration could impose tariffs as high as 155% on Chinese imports from November the 1st. Not gonna happen. If it does, mate, I don't know. My mind will be blown. But I'm sure this is obviously all part of the game plan. And President added that previously administration had allowed other countries to exploit the US on trade, but instead such an era was over. So, as many of you know, the whole idea of this tariff business is that Trump wants to take away income tax from Americans, and a good way to do it is by increasing tariffs, and or basically or making them the same as other countries did. And I guess the way America sort of try to position itself is to allow as much imports as possible, to allow as much versatility within the country as possible, and as many jobs. These tariffs are destroying jobs. They are destroying the economy, and nobody knows what's going to happen in the long run. So hopefully, this is going to be a good thing. But at the moment, it's not, and people are clearly, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you're from America, if I'm wrong on this, but it doesn't look like it is working that well, especially for the markets. Although gold did soar quite, quite a lot, to be honest. I'm not really into gold, but yeah, gold did explode last week, and I've never seen anything like this outside where I live, outside all the gold shops. There were queues of people trying to buy gold, and I'm thinking, why? Why are you buying gold when it's at an all-time high? It makes it makes no sense to me whatsoever. But yeah, that's generally this week's news. A lot of things happening, especially with Kadena. What a shame. What a shame. But at the end of the day, it is formed by JP Morgan executives, so can't really feel too sorry for them, can you? Bitcoin is at a crucial moment at the moment. We're looking at this 100,000, Bitcoin. If it goes below, we're going to see really bad times, but I don't think we will. And let's wait what the conversation with Trump and Xi ends up being. If the tariffs are low, more imports and jobs will come in. And of course, more money will go into crypto. Also, Trump is talking about doing another I can't remember what it's like, a severance check or something like that for the American people, which is going to be $2,000. He did that before, and that is obviously going to create a lot more money in to be put into crypto. But yeah, so yeah, busy week this week. I want to move on a little bit into SuperDAP, and seems like the AI agent channel. I'm going to share with you guys, actually. For those of you who are not there, I highly recommend you join. Seems like few people are actually making their own AI agents. Now we got the Syscoin charts, we got the golf, where you can find a golf course. Mickey has shared the GitHub, and this is how basically here, let's have a look on it. He did a really good job, Mickey, to be honest. If you just scroll down, super group starter Cloudflare ready. So this is the Cloudflare, I guess, and there should be another link which I will share for the actual AI agents, so any of you can start integrating them. We also got Plushie integrated into our into SuperDAP itself. So Plushie is basically like a community manager AI agent. So this is going to be a brand new partnership. We're going to be announcing this next week. I think I'm going to try to get them on our podcast, and we're going to be giving away some prizes as well. So we're going to be giving away some super tokens. I'm going to try to get them to give away some of their tokens. So any of you listening now, if you want to get some extra money next week, then join up on the live again. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway live on the stream next week. So projects are starting to integrate the AI agents into SuperDAP. And yes, I keep on forgetting. I had some notes here. Where are they in regards to? Oh, there they are. Okay. So we're adding the ability to leave supergroups, which I did discuss last week. On the content menu on the sidebar, we're fixing issues where all the messages were not loading on private chats. And there's a couple hot fixes being deployed, but I think the main focus at the moment, what we have right now, is these treasure hunt AI agents, which we're really focusing on as much as possible at the moment. And there's another one as well. So once that's finished, we're going to start moving more into integrations, and also we're going to start focusing a little bit on the UI, especially on the mobile side. I personally really want to make a lot of UI changes. I'm not really sure how the community feels, so we're gonna have another discussion. But there's gonna be we're gonna simplify the DApp itself, so it's a little bit more easy to maneuver. But as you can see, it is so much quicker. As you can see that going from messages into other stuff, the wallet is still a bit slow, so that is definitely something we need to have a look at. But moving in, you can see there's new like sliding effects going from messages into wallets. So yeah, we're gonna focus a lot in how easy it's to use the DApp itself, and then we are gonna start looking into the mobile version itself. So this is the most important thing. The mobile version is obviously what everybody really wants to use, but we wanted to start it on the desktop version, and the reason is so we can perfect it. And slowly but surely, over many many months, we are starting to get to a point where it's running smoothly. Now we're gonna start editing the chats, how they look for you, maybe creating some borders, maybe making this like more of a square, so it feels more like easier to use basically. And then when eventually we start having an actual mobile version, it's going to be super intuitive, it's going to be super fast, and then you'll be able to download it on the store, and that's when we're going to get the real users on board. So that's the real exciting stuff that I am looking forward to. So that sort of rounds it up for this week. As of next week, I am going to be going back on doing grants. So I'm going to start applying for grant applications. We are speaking to some grants already, but I'm going to start doing more. So if there's any project that you guys see that you think is good to integrate, obviously, we've tried Binance Chain and all of these, but if you see any other chains that you can recommend, you can always let us know. In the SuperDApp official group, this is a great way. We have removed, by the way, the news bot, so now people can just basically speak. And yeah, we always update our community, and our community managers always update in the super group. I really want everyone to start moving there, so hopefully you will start using that as much as possible. And of course, the next thing is going to be the most exciting thing. We're going to be able to launch our own tokens with the AI agent, and that is where SysSwap comes in. This is something I'm going to create myself. This is going to be the first meme token on SuperDApp, which will be launched through the AI agent. So that will be, there's going to be a lot of marketing being pushed via that. So you can join the group, which I will send to you now, so you can keep up to date. Not much going on in there now, but yeah, join it so you guys can see what's going on, and as soon as there's updates, we will let you know. We do need pin messages as well. Yeah, and that is something we're working on. But look, that's it for this week. It's been a little bit of a longer podcast or live show, whatever you want to call it. I am trying to make these as as interesting, as informative as possible, and I'm trying to mix up news and SuperDApp as well. And hopefully I'm delivering as the community is expecting. If you have anything else you think I should be talking about, you can always let me know. As I said, in the main SuperDApp official, or you can go to the news, BlockDesk news. I will remove this AI agent as well, so we can chat there more easily. Yeah, and we'll take it from there. So look, guys, that's it for this week. I'm sending love from BlockDesk News. I'm sending love from the SuperDApp team, and of course, love from myself. And I wish you guys a great week, a great weekend, and I will see you next week. And actually, I did have a token that I wanted to mention this week, the token of the week. I'm not going to, because I'm still doing some due diligence. So next week, there's going to be two tokens for you to look at. Two high-risk tokens for you to invest in. So next week, there's going to be a giveaway. There's going to be two tokens. Hopefully, we're going to get the Plushie team on board as well to have a live chat with us. I'm planning a big week next week. So hopefully, that is what is going to happen. But for now, guys, I wish you all the best. And yeah, you have a good day. Stay blessed. Bye bye.